On this edition of In the Know, we are tracking an intensifying low that's going to bring messy weather across Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes. But this same system also brought impactful weather to California. Check out all the flooding. Well, in fact, this was the wettest Christmas Day on record for those in California, as rain brought over 18 inches of rain, bringing flooding, also prompting mudslides. Some homes and cars were inundated due to these mudslides. And through the north, well, they saw intense snowfall. This was Mammoth's Lake. Well, similarly for us with this intense low across Ontario and Quebec and the Maritimes, we're going to be seeing intense snow. We could also even be seeing localized flooding. Here to break down this system is meteorologist Nadine Powell. Nadine, we saw those intense scenes out of California, and now for those in Ontario and Quebec and the Maritimes, in fact, we need to start preparing. So give us more of the timing on this system and what kind of system this is.
Yeah, well, Victoria, there's been a lot of talk about this rapidly intensifying storm that's approaching weather bomb criteria, the process of bombogenesis. Typically, that occurs when the central pressure of the storm drops 24 millibars in 24 hours. Now, we typically see weather bombs along the eastern seaboard. A lot of the times they are nor'easters. They generate very powerful winds, capitalizing on the warmth of the Gulf Stream and cold Arctic air. But this one is a little bit different. This intensifying Colorado low is actually grabbing some moisture from the Pacific as well as the Gulf of Mexico and intensifying as it gets into the Great Lakes. So there is a bit of a Pacific component there, Victoria, like we saw just a little bit a while ago from that Pineapple Express that brought the flooding into California.
Yeah, and we can see some of these scenes here. This is in San Bernardino County in California. Just the intense rain led to all of this flooding. And the problem with us here, Nadine, is that we have plenty of snow on the ground. When we start to get all of this heavy rain, we could also see localized flooding as well. Now, what's the timing on the rain and even the snow in some places?
Yeah, so a couple of unusual things with this. Yes, we've got that Pacific moisture. We've got some Gulf of Mexico moisture, Arctic air diving in on the backside of this low as it deepens into the area. So we could be looking at very, very powerful winds. That's one component. So when you've got a very strong low pressure system, one of the main things, you get very strong winds. And this is going to be one of the major impacts for us heading into Monday, where we've got widespread gusts 70 to 80 kilometers per hour across southern Ontario to the north as well, and along the shores of the lakes we could be seeing those gusts over 100 kilometers per hour. Now, in terms of the timing of this, we have already seen that snowfall start across the north with icy conditions across southern Ontario, that heavy rainfall and icy conditions. And then on the backside, we've got a transition over falling temperatures on Monday with squalls that will take us into Tuesday. So we are looking at that temperature drop for us on Monday. So that's another component here because, of course, with all of the rain that we will be getting across southern Ontario, we've got the potential for a flash freeze for us. So that will create some slick surfaces, icy surfaces for us as our temperatures drop. So, you know, one of the major hazards for us, or a couple of the major hazards, Victoria, that flood threat. Like you said, the ground is frozen, so we don't usually see this amount of rainfall across the region. So infiltration into the soil will definitely be limited, but we will watch for the potential for some damage because of freezing rain and ice pellets and those damaging winds into Monday.